Hello classmates! Today we will explain the installation and commissioning of the nacelles in Project 2. Task 9. Installation of the nacelle cover. For this task, we will explain it in 2 key points. This time, let's learn together about the installation of nacelle factory components. After completing the assembly of the cabin body components, the next step is to install the remaining parts of the cabin hood before it leaves the factory. First, we install the hoist and the guardrail assembly. The installation steps still follow the usual practice. First, clean all surfaces of the hoist assembly and the hoist guardrail assembly thoroughly. Then use bolts, washers, and lock nuts to secure the hoist to the hoist bracket weldment. Then, use bolt, washers, and lock nuts to install the hoist chain box onto the hoist bracket weldment. Finally, fix the guardrail to the lug plate weldment using stainless steel bolts, stainless steel washers, and stainless steel lock nuts. At this point, we have completed the installation of the hoist and its guardrail assembly. Next, continue to install the anemometry system assembly. First, use a cleaning agent and a cloth to thoroughly clean the anemometry system bracket welding assembly. Guard seat and pad plate. Thread the threaded holes on the guard seat and clean them thoroughly. Check the project configuration again during the installation process. If the project requires the installation of an aviation obstruction light assembly, then it is on the riser of the anemometry system bracket welding assembly. The position is on the upper plane of the base of the anemometry system bracket welding assembly. The drilling plane shall be perpendicular to the axis formed by the left and right branch pipes of the anemometry system bracket weldment assembly. After the installation is completed as per the project configuration requirement, then we continue to test assemble the anemometry system bracket welding assembly and connect it with the nacelle cover assembly. Fixed firmly here. Here it is particularly reminded that the anemometry system assembly needs to be installed at the site where the wind turbine is installed. The random accessories need to include the complete set of components of the anemometry system assembly. When installing the nameplate, at last, select the corresponding wind turbine nameplate according to the model of the project. Then print the content of the nameplate, ensuring consistent font, clear handwriting, and correct content. When pasting the nameplate, first, clean the installation position of the nameplate thoroughly with a cleaning agent and a cloth. Then use mechanical sealant to stick the nameplate to the right side of the hood. At the center position in front of the circular inner surface of the hood. After all the installation work is completed, make the final preparations for the transportation of the cabin assembly. The preparations are as follows. The first is to carry out rust prevention work for the large teeth of the yaw bearing and the small teeth of the yaw reducer drive. Check whether the upper and lower end faces and tooth surfaces of the large teeth of the yaw bearing, the tooth surfaces of the small teeth of the yaw reducer drive are rusty. If rust occurs, do a good job of rust removal and cleaning. Second, when installing the lifting gear, weld the lifting lugs together with bolts, washers, and nuts, and install them on the fixed shaft connection surface of the base. Rubber gaskets are placed between the lifting gear and the connection surface of the fixed shaft. One end of the special lifting sling is welded and connected to the lifting lug. The other end of the special sling protrudes from the square hole on the platform assembly and is hung on the main hook of the crane through the hood body. The third step is to guide the hoist chain into a cardboard box and coil it up. Use a rope to evenly bind the hoist chain that leads out and secure it firmly. At this point, the installation part of the cabin has been fully completed. During the installation process of the factory components in this passenger aircraft cabin, the technical requirements are as follows. First, after the installation of the guardrail assembly is completed, it should be ensured that all joints can move freely without any jamming. Second, the tightening torque value selected for the corresponding model of stainless steel bolts is 10 nanometers. Thirdly, the tightening torque value for the corresponding model of bolts should be selected as 50 nanometers. The above are the technical documents encountered during this operation. The selection of different tightening torques should correspond to different models. Classmates, that's all for this class. Thank you for watching.